Did you know that food webs exist in all kinds of different habitats, including streams and rivers? In this presentation, we will be talking about food webs in Minnesota streams during the winter. We often think the most activity in food webs occurs during the summer, but food webs are active during the winter too. To understand winter stream food webs, we have to know who the important players are. In Minnesota streams, these include macroinvertebrates. Macroinvertebrates are animals that are large enough to be seen with the naked eye and have no backbone. Many of these animals can remain active over winter and play important roles in the winter food web. They include insects that are consumers and predators. Fish are also important, and trout in Minnesota streams are important predators during winter. Now that we know some of the important players in Minnesota stream food webs during winter, let's talk about what happens in the food web across seasons. With the onset of fall, there are fewer hours of sunlight leading to reduced primary production in streams. This means less algae for scrapers to eat. Many of these insects, therefore, enter into dormancy during winter and rest until the weather gets warmer in the spring. In the fall, leaves fall into streams along with other dying vegetation and lead to an increase in CPOM, or coarse particulate organic matter. Microbes and algae grow on these leaves, providing nutrition for insect shredders such as water boatmen in the family Coryxidae and crustaceans called scuds. All the leaves, sticks, and twigs falling into a stream during the autumn tend to pile up and are called leaf packs. These also function as important shelters for stream macroinvertebrates. In Minnesota streams over winter, collector-gatherers and other omnivores and detritivores, or animals that eat dead and decaying material, become some of the most important components of the food web. This is because many of the other groups, such as herbivores, are dormant. Collector-gatherers feed on dead and decaying leaf and animal material over winter, which is washed downstream as leaf packs slowly decay. Examples of some of these active players over the winter include chironomid or midge larvae and caddisflies in the family Philopotamidae. Many of these insects also complete their development over winter and emerge as adults on the snow. Predators such as trout and some insects feed on other animals over winter, but winter can be a stressful time for trout because there's less food for them to eat than in summer. Insects such as diving beetle larvae in the family Dyticidae and water striders in the family Gerridae remain active and feed on other insects over winter. Although streams in winter may be covered with snow, there are still a lot of live, active animals in the stream. In fact, this is an important time for aquatic insects who are eating and growing to get ready to emerge from their watery home in the spring and summer and fly away. However, there are some insects that emerge out of the water in the winter. For example, some midge or chironomid species complete their whole life cycle in the winter, including mating and laying eggs in the water, even when there's snow on the ground. These insects are so adapted to cold environments that they die when exposed to warm temperatures. When the rest of the bugs emerge from the water in spring and summer, they provide food for other animals in the terrestrial and riparian, or nearshore, environments. In this image, there are various animals that feed on insects emerging in the spring, including birds, bats, lizards, salamanders, frogs, and spiders. Terrestrial insects may also fall into the water and provide new food to fish in the streams. In conclusion, animals in food webs are active in streams during the winter in Minnesota. Insects such as stoneflies and midges may be active on the snow and feed fish and other animals during winter, but climate warming may threaten these insects since they're adapted to the cold winter.